And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. He is the former quarterback at Centennial High School, and he'll be taking his talents to the farm. Stanford, the Cardinal, coming up this fall. It's Tanner McKee. Tanner, tell everyone first off, what have you been doing the last 2 years?
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. I've been in Brazil for 2 years serving a mission for my church. And so I've loved it. I've had a great time for 2 years serving the people of Brazil.
That is so cool. And so my wife is Portuguese, so I assume you learned some Portuguese along the way, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely have to learn the language.
What are some things maybe you learned on your LDS mission that you can maybe just apply to being a better quarterback, being a better teammate, being just a better football player? Are there things that you kind of learned maybe on the mission that you can apply to the football field as well?
Absolutely. I think everything's kind of connected. And so the more you learn about life, it will help you in football and all other aspects of life as well. And so as a missionary, you're put into tough situations as a quarterback. And so you're having to deal with some people with some certain problems, and you have to find a solution. You have to think on the spot of what you're going to do to help this person. It's kind of like calling an audible when the defense shows a different front than you were thinking. You just have to always use your mind and always think of how you're going to solve the situation. Maybe you have a companion that needs a little help. Maybe you have a teammate that's going through a tough time. And so all these things are kind of connected to life and how we can become better people and better football players as well.
Are you anxious to put a helmet on again and get on a field and throw the football around?
You have no idea. I'm so excited to get back on the football field. It's been fun. When we were in Brazil, we had one day that was kind of like our free day. And so I was able to throw the ball around a little bit. Obviously, the Brazilians, they were a little foreign to American football. But it was fun to kind of teach them a couple of rules and a couple of basics things and throw the football around on a patch of grass or something like that. It was fun.
So let's talk a little football here. So have you heard, have you been in contact with maybe some of your Stanford coaches or school counselors or anyone that might say when you might be able to get, up to Palo Alto when classes or practice might resume, anything like that?
Yeah, so we just got an email, I think last week, saying that we are going to start this summer doing online. So originally we were going to report in June, about the 20th of June. And now I believe that they pushed that date back until around the middle of July, the 15th of July, of when the possibility is to come back. So we're going to start online classes for summer. We're still doing Zoom calls with the coaches, trying to install the plays, trying to get ready for the season. But as of now, that's kind of the earliest report date that we have.
Well, you just mentioned it. Like, what are some of the things that you can do right now to be ready for whenever that first game comes? Like you mentioned, some Zoom conversations with your coaches. Are there things that you can do around the house just to, I don't know, play catch with your dad? Like just have your little brother run routes, just something that you can kind of feel like you're getting closer to being football ready, right?
Right. That's actually exactly what we've been doing. My little brother's been running some routes. My sister's husband's been running. It's been great. We've gone to a couple places, and we have a lot of SoCal guys. So we just get a small group, go find a park or a school, and we'll throw with a couple of Stanford guys. I've thrown with Mike Wilson and a couple other Stanford guys. So we're just trying to get our timing down and our rhythm. So when then we get back on the field, that it's not anything foreign. And so it's been great. We're talking about different concepts that we're learning, and it's been great.
This is a cliche, when they say it's like riding a bike. When you get the football back in your hands, does it feel like, oh, it's just like riding a bike? Like it all just kind of comes back to you. It feels natural again.
Yeah, I mean, it totally does. Right when I got back, I felt great. Obviously, I wasn't as conditioned as I was when I was here. But as far as throwing the football, it felt great. And so I can't wait to get back.
So, I haven't looked at like the Stanford roster, but is there a bunch of quarterbacks coming back? Have the coaches said like it's an open competition? Have you heard anything about the specific like starting job or where you might kind of fit in with their plans going forward?
So I don't know if we've gone through it super specifically. We have, at any big time school, you're going to have lots of talent and lots of really awesome people and players. And so now I think we have about 4 quarterbacks that are in the quarterback room right now. And so I'm super excited to go in and take my place and then try to contribute to the team in any way that I can.
What are you going to study up there? Because they don't let just anybody into Stanford, Tanner. So you must be a smart guy. So what do you plan on studying up there?
So I'm actually undecided right now. I'm kind of looking into a couple majors, maybe going the business route or something medically because I loved anatomy in high school. I'm just going to kind of take my general ed classes, and then we'll see how everything plays out, and I'll decide from there.
Well, who knows? Maybe you might have to put off a real career for a while if the NFL comes knocking in a couple years. I know that's down the road, but is that kind of maybe the big picture, like the ultimate dream scenario for you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's always been the goal, and I would be super excited if I had that opportunity.
Well, Tanner, it's good to see you again. I appreciate you making some time for us to join us on the Inland Sports Show. It's good to have you back, and we're excited to see what you do up there at the farm at Stanford. So good to see you, Tanner. I appreciate the time for sure.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for having me. Good to see you guys too.
All right, that's former Centennial High School quarterback Tanner McKee joining us here on the Inland Sports Show.